All right. Hey there, junkies. This is Ann Strout with Sell Like a Junkie. I wanted to walk you guys through exactly how I figure out what my 90-day marketing plan needs to look like in order for me to reach my money goals. I'm excited to share this. I've actually, behind the scenes, attempted to do this training for you guys about 5 times. And every time something has come up that has caused me to have to stop the recording or redo it. And for whatever reason, like the universe did not want me to share this. So we'll see. If you're watching this, then it looks like it worked out. So let's see. Well, hopefully I can get through this whole training. I apologize in advance. I do have kids home from school today because we live in Maine and we're getting like, I don't know, several feet of snow. It's just like ridiculous. So hopefully you are enjoying amazing warm weather wherever you're at. Let's dive into the training for today. I just wanted to share literally behind the scenes, step by step, how I do this in my own business. And actually, this is the very first thing I do with every client that comes in to work with me. Because, before I had this exercise here, I dabbled a lot. So I dabbled in a lot of different offers. I dabbled in like my niche. I dabbled in how I was going to create income. So like different marketing strategies. I mean, I was a hot mess. I probably worked 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week at times. And I used to be known as like a hustler. I used to hustle hard, and I am so anti-hustle today. Like, I don't actually work with hustlers. Like I just don't believe that you have to do that. I believe in working hard, but I believe in working right. So I like to focus on the right things, and I like to simplify complex things. So a lot of people will come to me and they've just overcomplicated things, rather it be because they're trying to do everything and offer everything to everyone, or because that's what they've maybe learned from other coaches or, leaders in the industry, because everyone does things differently. I'm different in the way that I believe that we can work on the right things, and that will maximize our results and minimize the effort that has to be put in, right? So I like to make things really easy. I like to break it down step by step. I do tend to be long-winded sometimes, and I do tend to over-deliver, so just know that in advance. It's just who I am. I'm going to try to keep this really simple, but I also just want you to really understand like how this exercise works, why it's so important that you do this before you ever put an offer out there, and why or how this helps me guarantee that I will reach my money goals every month, every quarter, every year. No matter what. And a lot of you are probably saying like, yeah, and how can you guarantee that? This exercise literally does that for me. And the outcome here is that I implement what I map out here. So I'm going to fill these boxes out with you. I'm going to go over it all with you. And then as long as I do the things that this tells me to do, there's no way to fail, right? I mean, I look at everything as, you fail forward. So it's not a bad thing if you don't reach your goals, but certainly we all want to reach our money goals. So I'm just going to take you behind the scenes a little bit. Try not to pay attention to all these tabs down here. They go on and on. Actually, I have hundreds of people a month that buy this spreadsheet from me because it's sick. It's insane, but it runs my whole business. I know it's a little distracting because there's a lot of different tabs down there with different stuff, but just focus up here, okay? Because this is where the sweet spot is. So, all right. We have 3 categories. We have numbers, inventory, and goals. And I'm going to start right up here at numbers because, well, each thing ponybacks into the next, right? We can't figure the goals out without the inventory. We can't figure the inventory out without the numbers first. They just all kind of go together. So if you know me, I am one to do things in the order I think they need to be done in, or that I've seen success with. and that make most sense. So let's start with the numbers. The numbers, and let me take it back a second. I get it that numbers are not sexy. We actually usually resist and avoid having to even do anything or look at any numbers in our business at all costs. But if you're gonna look at anything, let it be these things I show you here today. Okay, I mean, like if you're struggling with your marketing, if you're struggling with booking discovery calls, if you don't know, if you're struggling with like cash flow, just follow this process here today and then implement it. You won't struggle anymore. Okay, it's very, very easy. So there's some different things here, some different categories underneath the numbers, right? We have money goals, we have offer price, payment plan, buyers needed, your sales conversion rate, and leads needed. All very important, equally important. So let's go over this section first. So your money goal is kind of obvious. That's your goal that you want to create. That's the income, the revenue, the sales that you want to generate in the next month. Now, normally with my clients and in my own business, I look at the 90 days or even the annual or quarterly. Well, that is 90 days. But for this specific training, let's just look at 30 days. Just to make things really easy. It can get complicated, the numbers, when you start looking beyond 30 days in just a training like this. So I'm going to focus on 30 days, but just know that when you do this for yourself, or when you work with me or in my business and with my clients, we look at a minimum of 90 days at a time. Okay. So you want to look at how much money do you want to generate in the next month? And what I'm going to do is plug in numbers because I want to show you exactly how this works. However, I'm just going to use fake fictitious numbers. These aren't my numbers. They're not yours. They're not anybody's. I'm just making up numbers here, okay? So I'm going to say that the goal is $5,000 a month, okay? So let's say that your goal is in the next 30 days, you want to create $5,000. Your offer price. So this is the price of, let's say, your VIP, your one-on-one coaching, your done-for-you service, your consultant, whatever it may be. Let's say it's a $2,000 price point. In my industry, this is a high ticket offer. So high ticket is $2,000 or more. Okay, so in this case, you may have a payment plan of, let's say, like $500, right? So they can make payment plans of $500 until they paid the $2,000 off. Let's just say. Again, this is just an example because this might look different, right? You might say you have to put a deposit down of $1,500 and then the next $500 needs to be, paid before we do the session, which might be like a VIP or something. Or you might say it's 2 payments of $1,000. I mean, these can vary. It just depends. So this is just an example. So now we need to figure out how many buyers we need, right? Well, let's pull up the calculator because this is pretty simple. If you have 10 people paying you $500, then you have $5,000, right? You're looking to create $5,000 a month. So you need 10 people if you go by your payment plan. Now, the reason I go by that typically is because a lot of people, if you offer a payment plan, they're probably going to choose the payment plan. You might get some people that will, pay in full. I mean, certainly 2,000, I've had clients drop 5,000 or more down and just one time. But typically people love payment plans, and you know what? So do I. So I'm all for the payment plan. If you're offering a payment plan, then you can base it off here. You need 10 people a month if you're going to be basing it off your payment plan. Now, if you're looking at, this is why numbers can get tricky. If you're looking for if you're doing a launch, let's say you're going to launch a new group program and you're going to launch it and fulfill it over the next 90 days, and you're looking to make $25,000, you're not even going to include the payment plan. You're just going to say in the next, 90 days, I want to make, $25,000. How many buyers do I need? So can you see here how it could get a little complicated and how the numbers are going to change? All of these numbers are going to change based on what you are calculating this by, right? So when I do a group program and I'm doing a launch, I don't base anything on the payment plan. I just look at, in the next 90 days, I want to make this much. My price is this much. How many buyers do I need, right? It also changes if you are the type that adds finance charge in. That means your price is $2,000, but the monthly payment plans are $650 or $700. So if they go by the payment plan, they pay more than if they paid in full. This is a preference. I don't do that. If my program is $2,000, then the payments that you make are going to total to $2,000. I don't do finance charging. So you can see how different situations are going to adjust your numbers. So that's why I'm just giving you an example so you can kind of see how this works. But I do this on a very personalized basis with my clients. And so it's broken down individually based on their goals and all of this stuff. Okay, so I'm just giving you an example. Obviously, if you're not offering a payment plan and you're just looking at, you want to make $5,000 and your offer is $2,000, you get 3 clients that pay you at $2,000, and you're able to you'll create a little more than your 5,000, but you'll absolutely reach your goals, right? So, you can see how that works. So now you need to figure out your sales conversion rate. So a lot of people have no idea what their conversion rate is. I close at 95 to 98% when I'm speaking to ideal clients, like the people that are the right fit. So if I get on the phone with 10 people, I'm closing probably between 8 and 9. Usually it's more around the 9. I have a pretty high close, but sometimes it could be 8 out of 10. And that just depends. So you have to know your sales conversion rate, because if you know that you need 10 buyers, you have to figure out how many people you have to speak to in order to get 10 people to buy, right? And in order to do that, you need to know how your sales conversion rate is. I'm going to walk you through and show you this. Okay, and so to figure this out, I'm basically going to pull this calculator back up. I'm not good with numbers. I'm only good with sales. So I use my calculator for everything. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the number of buyers that I need, which is 10 in this example, and I'm just going to divide that. And I'm going to say by 20. So like, if you don't know your sales conversion rate, just do 0.20, because you can't go wrong with that. It's a lower average, meaning like if you were brand new and you haven't even done sales calls before, you probably close around this. So just go by the lower scale. If you're not sure, like this, 0.20. And what will happen is you'll probably close at a higher rate, and that's great. So that tells us 50 people. So basically what it's saying is that, we have to speak to we need to speak to 50 people in order for us to get 10 people to buy, is basically what that's telling us, right? So you need 10 buyers. Okay, now if you were to do, let's just say 3, like let's say they were going to pay in full, so then you would just pull up your calculator, you'd do the same thing, you would say 3 buyers, and then you would divide it by your 20, and it's just 15 people, right? It'd be 15 people that you would need to speak to. Okay, so you can see how this all kind of works. So now looking back, right, we know that you want to make $5,000 a month. You have a price point of $2,000. You're offering a payment plan of $500. You need 10 buyers at the payment plan. Let's just say 20% is your close. And so you need to book 50 leads. Okay, you need to basically speak to 50 people, put the offer in front of 50 people. Typically when you're doing a high ticket offer, even if you have a payment plan, I recommend that you just book phone calls, because anything over 2,000, anything 2,000 or more, people are going to have objections, questions. You're not going to send them to a sales page. You're just going to book a call. Okay, so you're going to try to book 50 calls. Depending on your sales conversion rate, okay? And if it's higher, if you have a higher conversion rate, then put that in there. Okay, so then the next section is your inventory. So your inventory is your volume. It's basically the access, all of these things here. It's the access that you, or it's the volume, the inventory, the people that you have access to. Now, obviously, it could be billions, right? Because the internet is huge. But we're looking at the things that sort of belong to you, or relationships that you have built, or names you've collected. So it's your inventory. So it's your list size, current clients, previous buyers. It's your Facebook group members, your social media followers, referrals, leads, wait list, people that you think are a possible fit. So we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how all of these things kind of come together. So again, I'm just using fake numbers here. I'm just playing around with numbers. Let's say 500 people are on your list. Let's say you have five current clients right now. Maybe you have 20 past buyers. Buyers are people that, it doesn't matter if they paid you like 5 cents or $5,000. Like, it's a past buyer. It's anyone who's ever bought anything from you in your business that you could reach out to again. So like, this would not be if you are now a marketing coach online in your previous business. Maybe you are a massage therapist and you're not, like, that was your past life. You're not even doing any of that now. Those people that came in and purchased from you in your massage business are not going to be people that you're going to reach out to about marketing online, right? Like, so you would not include that. We're talking about previous buyers that are potential buyers for what you do now. Let's say you have, 300 people in your Facebook group. Maybe you have 1,000 followers. You want to look at you could look at all of your social media platforms. I preferably just look at the one that I use, meaning Facebook. So like, basically, if I'm going to go out and reach out to people, if I'm going to market, if I'm going to put time and energy in to social media, what platform will that be? And typically for me, 99% of the time, it is Facebook. So it's my page, both my business page, profile page, my Facebook group, and other Facebook groups. But I just go by basically my social media followers. So I already did my group, so that is not included in this number. This is probably like, let's say your Facebook page or your Facebook profile, or maybe both, okay? You can include other platforms if you are going to use them for your business. Let's say 5 referrals. So you have 5 people that if you reached out to them, they'd support you by spreading the word about your new program, or sending people your way that they think would be a fit, and then you can reciprocate that later for them in return. So let's say 5 people that you could do that with. Let's say you have 50 leads. Let's say like you have a list, a spreadsheet, or some business cards or something somewhere you have collected where there's 50 people that they've never bought from you, but maybe you've had discovery calls, or maybe there are people that you've had conversations with via email or Facebook or a live event or something like that, where, they're a lead, but they've never bought. Let's say you don't have a wait list right now, right? Let's say you haven't accrued that. And possible fit, let's say you can think of 10 people. So a possible fit is, maybe it's someone you've never even spoke to, you've never had a discovery call with, right? Because that's your leads. It's just people that you think you could help. So maybe it is people that you have a relationship with, but you've never worked together. Maybe it's people that you see inside your Facebook group that they talk about their challenges, and you keep thinking like, oh, I could definitely help them, but you haven't had that conversation. Maybe it's people that you've met at networking or live events somewhere, and you had a conversation and you noticed that you could help them, but that conversation didn't go anywhere. It's just people that you think could be a possible fit for your current offer. So let's say you have 10. So now we have our total volume, and that's 1,890 people. So if you look at this number here, clearly if you look at, I only need 10 buyers, I have 1,890 people. I can totally get 10 buyers out of there, right? Well, let's look at that, because in the industry, the standard industry is 1% of your people are going to buy from you. Preferably, now here's the thing, your group might be a little different because I think my Facebook group is around 5%. I actually get more buyers or sales from my Facebook group than I do my list. Your list is around 1 to 3%. I always go by 1% just because I'd rather rough it a little low and come out higher on the other side. But I actually have around 5% of people in my Facebook group will buy from me. So it's actually higher. I get more sales from my group. So the numbers are different, but let's just say 1%, okay, is what it's going to be. So you're just going to basically pull up your calculator. You're going to take that inventory total number and let's just minus 99%. It's going to tell you 18.9. So now we're going to put 18.9 here. So what this is telling you, it's just really moving the decimal over. But what it's going to tell you is that, let's rough higher and round it up. We'll say 19 people. It's going to say that 19 people out of this list here is going to buy from you. If you have a really good engaging Facebook group, you can actually get more than this, right? Because like I said, you could get up to a 5% conversion rate in your Facebook group. But we're just going to say 1%. So we'll assume that, 1% of your total volume is going to buy from you, let's just say. So let's round up 19 buyers. So you do have enough buyers, right? And you have enough people here to get 50 people to speak to you. So this shows you, that you do. Now, let's say that I want to show you another example. I'm going to keep all the numbers the same, but I'm going to take this off right here. And let's just say you only have 5 social media followers. Let's say that you're brand new, okay? You're brand new, you're just getting started. You have 100 people in your Facebook group. Let's go over here and just say, like, you have 200 people. Well, we'll say 300. You have 300 people on your list. Okay, so some numbers are going to change. We're going to keep all of this the same. So your goals and these big numbers up here are not going to change, but these numbers down here changed. You have 495 people, okay? So now let's pull the calculator up again, and let's try this. So we're going to take that 495, okay, and we're going to minus the 99%, okay? And now it's going to tell us, again, just moving that decimal, it's going to tell us, let's round high. Let's just say 5%. So 5. So now you have 5 people out of 495 that are going to buy from you, right? Even if you're really engaged here in this Facebook group, let's see. Let's go like this. Let's go 495, okay? And let's go ahead and just do it by 95%. So now we're going to say 5% of your people are going to buy because, that's what we're going to do. So what did we have? 2475. So 2475, right? We could round it high and say 25 people. So let's say your Facebook group is super engaged. Your list is really engaged. You got good opening click-through rates, even though you don't have a lot of inventory. They're really engaged people. So I'm just using all kinds of examples here. So that means 25 people out of this 495 will buy from you. You need 10 buyers. Now you have 25. So that shows you that, just another example that if you have, a small community, right, that you can still reach your money goals as long as it's really engaged. Now, let's just do it this way. Let's say maybe it's not that engaged. You're really new. You have a list you haven't done a whole lot with. You have a Facebook group, but it's crickets, let's be honest. So we have 495. So we're going to take it back to that 1%. So we're going to go 495, and we're just going to minus 99%, right? Which is going to give us our 1%. So that's 495. We'll even round high and say 5. 5 people out of this 495 are going to buy from you. Well, up here you need 10. Now you can see you don't have enough inventory, or you're not engaged enough, right, with these people here to reach this goal, to get those 10 buyers. You're only going to get half. So this tells you, well, I got to do a couple of things. I've got to increase my inventory by half, or I need to get these people more engaged, right? I need to pump them with value, get them more engaged, get them opening and clicking. I'm going to have to be more visible. So, you know, maybe you're going to say that. So here's what this does for us. This inventory tells you exactly what you need to do in order for you to reach these goals up here, right? And here's the thing, there's two things with business. It's all a numbers game, and numbers don't lie. This is telling you right here that you have access to this many people, okay, that you have some sort of relationship with, or they're in your community, okay? They're not in someone else's community or owned by another Facebook group owner. These are your people. You have 495 people. 5% or 5 of those people are going to buy from you. It's numbers. It's like, you can't make this shit up, right? 5 people, but you need 10. So now you clearly know that one of your, now you can go through your goals, which is the third part, right? Because you can't, if you don't know this stuff, like, how do you know what you're working towards? How do you even know what goals to focus on? You don't. So what you do is you just create an offer, put a price on it, and you slam it out there in front of all of these people, and you just randomly bulk like promote to people. You have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea how many people you need to speak to, how many, you know, probably how many buyers you need, but you don't know how many people you need to speak to. You don't know how good you are in your sales calls. You don't know what the percent is of these people that are actually going to take you up on your offer. And therefore, you cannot dictate your goals. You're just going to dabble in a bunch of everything. You're going to fly by the seat of your pants, and you're going to throw random shit out there all day long, and you're not going to reach this goal right here. So let's simplify that. We map out our money goals. We look at the numbers. We look at the inventory, and this magic, beautiful box here and here, these tell us exactly what we need to do. So if this was me, if these were my numbers, I would say I need to list build. So I know that I have to list build because I need double the amount of what's here. The second thing is I know that I need to nurture. So I want to nurture the people that I do have. So one of the ways that I work smarter, not harder, is work with what you already have. Like, instead of constantly recreating, why don't you master what you have? Like, get really good at building relationship, nurturing, and really taking the people that you do have access to, your inventory, and really getting them opening and clicking and giving them lots of value, right? But you can list build at the same time, and you want to list build at the same time, right? So you'll want to list build, you'll want to nurture the current people in your inventory, right? And, you know, and then maybe you say I need to be more visible, right? Because I'm not really showing up much in my group, and I'm not showing up to my list on a regular basis. I need to be more visible, more consistent. So maybe now you've dictated your goals. And then what you'll do from here is you'll break these down more specific. Like, how are you going to list? What are you going to do to list build? So it might be something like, I need to create a freebie. You know, I need to do a live webinar. Over here, you'll say, I'm going to create a content calendar. So I'm going to start emailing my list once a week. I'm going to do a Facebook Lives once a week, right? And then over here, you know, over here, you'll put for visible, you know, of course, you're going to, you know, post in group. You're going to have daily themes in your group. You do some Facebook Lives. Again, this is different for everybody. I'm just giving you some examples, but this is basically what you'll do. But you know exactly what you need to do now, because these numbers tell you, right? So if you think about it, it's like, wow, how did I ever make money or get along before this, right? And I go back and I think about that all the time. And then I think about how much I struggled, and how many long hours I worked, and how much I had to work, like how hard I had to work just to make a little bit of money, like $2,000 a month. I was working with, like, I don't know, 10 private clients, really, really cheap. I was doing a lot of random calls. It was late nights. It was early mornings. It was weekends. I was constantly chasing clients. I had to promote constantly. I was just working really, really hard, probably more than 60 hours a week to make $2,000 a month. And that was in a high ticket offer. So it was really bad, right? so these are just some ways, right? Maybe, you can even do, like maybe you'd say upsell on thank you page, right? Just to kind of really see, if you're getting like the right people on your list and if they're going to be potential buyers, and just to make some side cash. So the thing here is that you have to be making sales while you're doing these other things, right? But you have to be doing these other things. Like, you've got to nurture people before they're going to buy from you. You have to be visible in order to get people into your group and onto your list and people to even see you as anybody. So you have to be doing these things, but you just want to be doing the right things. You only need to focus on the things that are going to bring you these results here. Like, anything else you don't need to do. Like, you can see clearly down here that I don't have design a website, create a sales page, go to get a photo shoot, write up my blog posts. Like, I don't have anything like that. Those things don't generate income today. So you want to be doing the things that you can generate income right now, but while also building your list and nurturing your current inventory while growing it. A lot of information, but it's really super simple, right? So before I go, I want to let everyone know, and I'll throw it in the comments, that I'm super stoked because I am going to be, let me pull my thing up here. I am going to be, as of today, we opened up our wait list for a brand new sales training program. This is Sell Like a Junkie. It's Sales on Crack. It's our signature training program. Basically, it's going to eliminate hustle and client chasing and lack of cash flow. This program is really for those who you're either looking for cash flow, you're looking to increase your cash flow. Maybe you're doing all right with sales, but you're not loving the calls. Maybe you're feeling, uneasy, uncomfortable. Maybe you're resistant doing the sales call. Maybe you're having trouble transitioning from the conversation to the call to action, asking for that sale. Maybe you're doing a lot of discovery calls, but you're not closing them. There's all kinds of things, right, that could be going on. This is the only sales training you would need this year, literally. This is going to blow your sales out of the fucking water. That's what this program is going to do. My goal this year is to build a bunch of sales addicts, and I want people to be confident in sales. I want them to love them, and I want them to be wildly addicted and confident with sales. So the goal in this program is that we walk you through a series of very, very in-depth specific trainings that are going to help you, generate income you probably haven't generated before, with more confidence, with more ease, a lot faster, consistently, and with confidence, right? So this program, it's in-depth. It's an advanced training. It's everything that I've learned in my own business, working with David Nagel, training with Suzanne Evans. It's everything I've learned in the past 15 years that's allowed me to get to a 95 to a 98% close rate. It allows me to generate consistent sales without having to work really long hours, without having to be nervous or shaky about a sales call and not know how to close it. Without struggling with confidence. Like, everything that I've done in my 15 years to get so damn good at sales is going to be in this program. It's going to have templates and scripts. It's live, so this is a very hands-on training. This is not, it's not going to be a program that's going to be cookie cutter. It's very organic. It's going to be customized and tailored. A lot of the modules are going to be created as I go through the training so that everybody's, getting what they need in the program. We're going to have contests. You're going to be making money immediately in the program. So that's going to be one of the modules. It's amazing. So, there's going to be some limited time exclusive bonuses. So I've opened up a wait list because the wait list is going to be the first people to get in on the program when the doors open. And the thing about, if you're saying, well, I can just go to the sales page, when you open it up, and I'll just go there. Why get on the wait list now? Well, if you get on the wait list, you're going to be the first to know when the doors open. And when the doors first open, that's when the most bonuses are available, because bonuses disappear with time. So you're going to get access to all of the bonuses that are offered, which are only offered inside Sales on Crack. You're also going to get discounts, so you get special pricing. Over time, the price is going to go up and bonuses are going to disappear. So if it's a program that you feel is something you want to know more about, that you think it's definitely something you're going to need this year to increase your cash flow more consistently and really learn the psychology behind freaking really good sales calls, then you want to get on the wait list so that you get notification before anybody else. Like, I email my wait list before my Facebook group, before my main list. If you're on that wait list, you know before anyone. So all you got to do to get your name on that wait list is go to annmstrout.com/sales on crack waitlist. Okay, it's right up here. I'll put it in the comments below as well. But yeah, you want to hop on here. It's also going to be a limited number. So we only have so many people that we're letting in, and then we're just going to close it and open the wait list back up for the next time we run it, which I don't know when that will be just yet. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's training and that this brought you some value, that you could kind of see, really why it's so important to be looking at numbers. And again, I know they're not sexy. It's not a lot of fun, but it's super important. And this tells you what you need to go do, right? If you have any questions, if you need help, if you need more support, let me know in the comments. I respond personally to all messages. So let me know if you need anything in the comments. And then if you want to get information on the Sales on Crack training, head over here to annmstrout.com /sales on crack waitlist. Get your name on this waitlist right here. So that you're the first to know when these doors officially open. And I'll put the comments below as well. So thank you guys all so much for being here. I'm so happy that you're part of my community. I hope to be doing more trainings like this. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you got some value from this, and I'll see you guys soon, okay?